Hello and welcome to one and all. In today's video, I'm going to give the important questions for the junior intermediate students. So these important questions are useful for both the main exam as well as for the supplementary exam. So since the main exam for this year, that is the 2023, is already over, these questions will be very useful for those students who are going to write the supplementary exam, which is going to be conducted towards the end of May, to improve their marks. Okay, so I'm going to give the both the 10 marks, that is LAQs, as well as the 5 marks, that is SAQs. So the first section is the section A, LAQs. In this, you must be aware, out of 5 questions you are supposed to write 3 questions. Okay, so the important questions as far as the LAQs are concerned, and also the units from which you can expect the LAQs, I'm going to give you now. Okay, so the first LAQ, the important question you can expect from unit 2, that is theories of consumer behavior. So the very important question is the law of diminishing marginal utility. That is the first question. Describe the law of diminishing marginal utility, its limitations and importance. This is one of the most frequently asked questions in the board exam. And the second question is the discuss the consumer's equilibrium with the help of law of equimarginal utility. And the third one, illustrate the consumer's equilibrium using indifference curve analysis. So out of these 3 questions, one question will definitely appear in the board exam. And then the second LAQ you can expect from unit 4, that is production analysis. So fourth question, critically examine the law of variable proportions. Fifth question, explain the law of returns to scale. And sixth question, describe the internal and external economies. So out of these 3 questions, you can expect one question from the board exam. And then the next unit from which you can expect the 10 marks or the LAQs is from unit 5, that is market analysis. So the 7th question, describe the classification of markets. 8th question, what are the features of perfect competition? 9th question, explain the meaning of perfect competition and illustrate the mechanism of price determination under perfect competition. And the 10th question, what is monopoly, and explain how the price is determined under monopoly. So out of these 4 questions, you can expect 10 marks. Okay, so technically speaking, if you study these 10 questions very thoroughly, so 99% you will be able to attempt the 3 questions in section E. Okay, then to be on the safe side, you are supposed to prepare the other questions also. So the next 10 marks you can expect from unit 7, that is national income analysis. 11th question, define national income and explain the various concepts of national income. So you have the various concepts, isn't it? GNP, GDP at market prices, NNP at market prices, NNP at factor cost, per capita income, disposable income, personal income. So all those concepts you have to write clearly along with the formula. And these concepts, they are important even for 2 marks. Okay. Then the 12th question is the very important question, because this question has been asked very frequently in the board exam. That is, what are the various methods of calculating national income? Explain them. That is the product method, expenditure method, income method. Okay. Then next 10 marks you can expect from unit 8, that is theories of employment and public finance. In that, the most frequently asked question in the board exam is the 13th one, explain the Keynesian theory of employment. And the 14th one, explain the concept of public debt and describe the various methods of redemption of public debt. Okay, so these 2 questions can be asked even for the 5 marks SAQs also. So these are all the 14 questions. If you prepare these 14 questions thoroughly, you will be able to attempt 3 questions in the board exam. Okay, then the next, as far as the SAQs or the 5 marks are concerned, so you can expect from unit 1, that is introduction to economics. So as far as the March 2023 board exam is concerned, 2 questions were asked from unit 1. 2 5 marks questions were asked from the unit 1. So as far as the 5 marks are concerned, you must be aware that 12 questions will be given. Out of that, you have to write 8 questions. Okay, so out of these 6 questions from unit 1, you can expect 2 questions. So that is the first one, examine the welfare definition of economics. Second one, explain the scarcity definition of economics. Third question, distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Fourth one, explain the differences between free goods and economic goods. Fifth one, what is utility and what are its types? And sixth one, analyze the characteristics of wants. So out of these 6 questions, you can expect 2 questions. And then next 5 marks, you can expect from Unit 2, Theories of Consumer Behavior. But as far as the March 2023 board exam was concerned, no 5 mark questions were asked from this unit. But earlier, these questions used to frequently appear in the board exam. So to be on the safe side, it is better to prepare these questions also. So the 7th question, what is an indifference curve and what are its assumptions? 8th question, explain the concept of indifference curve and discuss its properties. 9th question, how do you define budget line of the consumer? And 10th question, assumptions or limitations or importance of law of diminishing marginal utility. And 11th question, assumptions or limitations or importance of law of equimarginal utility. That is, any one part of both the law of diminishing or the equimarginal utility can be asked. If you are asked what to explain the law of diminishing marginal utility, what are its assumptions? That means you just have to write the meaning statement of the law of diminishing marginal utility and only the assumptions. Or the question can be explain the limitations of the law. So like that, any one part will be asked for the 5 marks of both law of diminishing marginal utility and equimarginal utility. Okay, then the next 5 marks you can expect from Unit 3, Demand Analysis. So from this unit also, as in the March 2023 board exam paper, 2 questions were asked. 2 5-mark questions were asked from demand analysis. So the important questions in this unit are, first one, that is the 12th one, what are the factors that determine the demand? 13th question, explain the law of demand. 14th one, explain the exceptions to the law of demand. 15th question, illustrate, very very important question, illustrate the reasons for negative sloping demand curve. 13th question, explain the law of demand. You have to write the meaning of demand, the definition of law of demand, and you have to explain with the demand schedule, that is the table, and you have to explain the demand schedule, and you have to draw the diagram and explain the diagram. And then the 14th question, you just have to explain what is the meaning of law of demand and then what are all the various exceptions to the law of demand, and you have to draw the diagram of upward sloping demand curve. And 15th question, again you have to explain what is the meaning of law of demand. You have to draw the downward sloping demand curve and you have to explain what are all the reasons for the downward sloping demand curve. Of course, all these answers, all these questions I will be uploading in my future videos. Okay. Then 16th question, discuss the concept of income demand, and 17th question, explain the concept of cross demand. So these 2 answers you have to explain along with the table and diagram. And 18th question, what are the basic determinants of price elasticity of demand? And 19th question, point out the importance of price elasticity of demand. So out of these questions you can expect 2 questions in the board exam. Okay. And then the next unit from which you can expect 5 marks question is from Unit 4, Production Analysis. And as far as the March 2023 board exam is concerned, 5 marks has been asked from this unit. So the important questions from this unit are, 20th question, explain the concept of returns to scale. And 21st question, what are the internal economies of scale? So if you remember, these 2 questions are already covered under the LAQs, under the 10 marks. So part of it you have to write for the 5 marks. And the 22nd question, what is supply and explain the determinants of supply. 23rd question, discuss the types of cost. So there are various types of cost, isn't it? Money cost, real cost, opportunity cost, fixed and variable cost. So all those types of costs you have to explain. And any one of these types of costs can be asked even for 2 marks. And the 24th question, explain the relationship between average cost and marginal cost. So any one question can appear in the board exam. And the next 5 marks you can expect from Unit 5, Market Analysis. In this unit, from this unit also, 1 question has been asked in the March 2023 board exam paper. So 25th question, what is monopoly? What are its characteristics? So this question is already covered under 10 marks. So you have to write up to the characteristics of monopoly. Okay. And 26th question, what are the characteristics of monopolistic competition? 27th question, what is oligopoly and explain its characteristics? And 28th question, compare perfect competition and monopoly. So you have to highlight the differences between perfect competition and monopoly based on their features. Okay, and then the next 5 marks you can expect from unit 6, that is theories of distribution. From this unit also one question has been asked in the March 2023 board exam. So that is the 29th question, what are the determining factors of real wages? And 30th question, explain the concept of gross profit. Okay, and the next 5 marks you can expect from unit 7, national income analysis, and again one question has been asked in March 2023 board exam from this unit. So that is the 31st question, what are the factors that determine national income? You have to write the meaning of national income, and there are factors, isn't it? Natural resources, quantity and quality of resources, and the factors of production, all those points you have to explain. And 32nd question, how the per capita income is calculated and what is the relationship between population and per capita income. So you have to mention the meaning of per capita income, the formula, and you have to highlight the relationship between population and per capita income. And then the next 5 marks you can expect from unit 8, that is theories of employment and public finance. So from this unit also only one question has been asked in the March 2023 board exam paper. Okay, so that is the 33rd question, supply creates its own demand, explain the statement of JBC. And 34th question, explain the concept of effective demand. So this question is already covered under 10 marks under Keynesian theory of employment. So part of it you have to explain, only the effective demand concept you have to explain in the 5 marks. And the 35th question is also a very frequently asked question in the board exam. That is, what are the sources of public revenue? So there are various sources of revenue, isn't it? Tax revenue, direct tax, indirect tax, administrative revenue, commercial revenue. So all those revenue types of revenues you have to explain. And 36th question, list out various items of public expenditure. 37th question, point out the redemption methods of public debt. So this also has been covered under the 10 marks. You have to mention just only the various methods of redemption of public debt. And 38th question, what are the characteristics of federal finance? And 39th question, write a note on finance commission and its function. So even though the number of questions are more in this unit, but only one question has been asked as far as the March 2023 board exam was concerned. Okay, the next 5 marks you can expect from unit 9, that is money, banking and inflation. So from this unit also only one question has been asked. So the important questions from this unit is 40th one, what is barter system and what are its difficulties? 41st, explain the primaries and secondary functions of money. Actually the functions of money and functions of commercial banks. So those questions are very important. So 42nd question, state the contingent, static and dynamic functions of money. 43rd, explain the different kinds of deposits accepted by commercial banks. And 44th question, explain the different types of loans and advances paid by the commercial banks. And 45th question, point out the agency and general utility functions of commercial banks. And the next 46th question is from the topic inflation. Define inflation and explain its types. And 47th, identify the causes of inflation. And the 48th question, explain the effects of inflation. Okay, so as far as the March 2023 board exam is concerned, one question has been asked from this unit. Okay, and then the last chapter from unit 10, basic statistics for economics. And as far as the March 2023 board exam is concerned, 2 questions have been asked from this unit. Okay, so the important questions are, what is statistics and explain its relationship with economics. 50th question, what is arithmetic mean and what are its merits and drawbacks. 51st question, what is median, what are its merits and drawbacks. 52nd, what is mode, what are its merits and drawbacks. And finally the last question, 53rd, what are the characteristics of a good average. So out of these questions you can expect 2 questions in the board exam. Okay, so these are all the important questions as far as the supplementary exam is concerned. Okay, so if you want the explanation of any of these answers and if you want the notes of any of these answers, please mention it in the comment box. Of course, I will be explaining one by one in my next future videos. I will be explaining each of these answers in a very simplified form in the next upcoming videos. Okay, so if you find this video useful, please like, share and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have any doubts, please mention it in the comment box. Okay, so until my next class, take care. Bye bye.